Good day, sir. I am Rospemi Erabutan from Section D. And my topic is all about special crime investigation. It refers to the process of investigating complex or serious criminal cases that requires advanced skills, methods, and tools beyond the scope of routine police work. These investigations typically address crimes that have a high degree of sophistication, complexity, or sensitivity, and often require specialized training and resources. Special crime units are generally parts of law enforcement agencies or independent investigative bodies tasked with handling these high-profile cases. And now let's proceed to scope of special crime investigation. There are five types of cases handling. First, cybercrime encompasses illegal activities conducted through digital platforms such as the internet, computer networks, or information system. Common forms include hacking, online fraud, identity theft, ransomware attacks, and espionage. Cases handled: phishing scams, data breaches, online child exploitation, illegal dark web activities, and financial fraud. Specialized units: cybercrime task forces, digital forensics labs, and government units such as the U.S. Secret Service's Cyber Fraud Task Forces, FBI Cyber Division, and Interpol Cybercrime Unit. Multidisciplinary approaches. Cybercrime investigations combine digital forensics, IT expertise, and collaborations with internet service providers, private cybersecurity firms, and international law enforcement. It often requires the use of malware analysis, digital evidence retrieval, and tracing cryptocurrency transactions. Case study analysis, investigative challenges, and legal ethical considerations. First, cybercrime. Scenario: a company's network is breached by a hacker who installs ransomware, encrypting the company's files and demanding payment for the release. The attack disrupts businesses' operations and compromises sensitive customer data. Investigative challenges: anonymity. Cybercriminals often use techniques such as anonymizing software, spoof IP addresses, making it difficult to trace their identity or locations. Evidence preservation. Digital evidence can be volatile and easily altered. Investigators must act quickly to preserve logs, encrypted data, and system snapshots to maintain the integrity of evidence. Legal considerations. Cybersecurity laws. Investigators must navigate laws related to data protections, unauthorized access, and computer misuse. Regulations like GDPR or CCPA may apply, depending on the jurisdictions and the nature of the data breach. Evidence admissibility, ensuring that digital evidence is collected and preserved according to legal standards for its admissibility in court. Proper documentations of the chain of custody is essential. Ethical considerations. Privacy of victims. The privacy of individuals whose data was compromised must be protected. Information about affected individuals should be handled with discretion to avoid further harm. Impact business. The company's response, including decisions about whether to pay a ransom, must be managed ethically. The company should also be transparent with affected customers, take steps to mitigate future risks. I am Jessa B. Canonigo, the next reporter of Despine E. Rabutan. My assigned topic is all about human trafficking. Involves the illegal removement or exploitation of people for purposes such as force, labor, sexual exploitation, or involuntary servitude. Cases handled. Cases focuses on sex trafficking, forced labor in industries such as agriculture or construction, and trafficking for illegal adoption or organ harvesting. Specialized units. Human Trafficking Task Force work in cooperation with immigration authorities, NGO, and internal organizations such as the International Organization for Migration and the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime. Multidisciplinary approaches. Investigation requires collaboration between law enforcement, social service, border control agencies, and victim advocacy groups. They involve forensic interviewing, victim rescue operation, and data sharing across national borders. So now let's proceed the case study of analysis, investigative challenges, legal consideration, and ethical consideration of human trafficking. Human trafficking scenario. Law enforcement uncovers a human trafficking ring that individuals into forced labor and sexual exploitation. The operation involved multiple perpetrators and connection to several businesses. Investigative challenges. Victim cooperation. Trafficking victims may be fearful, distrustful of authorities, or by their traffickers, making it difficult to obtain accurate information and cooperation. Next, conflict network. Trafficking operations often involve intricate networks and multiple actors requiring truth investigation to unravel connection and identify all parties involved. Legal consideration. Anti-trafficking laws. Investigation must adhere to anti-trafficking laws and regulations, which may include federal, state, and international legal. These laws outline specific crimes and penalties related to trafficking. Victim protection. Provide protection for trafficking victims, including the ability to obtain legal status and access support service. Authorities must ensure this protection. Ethical consideration. Protection of victims. The safety and well-being of trafficking victims are paramount. Effort shall be made to provide support, shelter, and counseling while ensuring their cooperation does not put them at further risk. Privacy and sensitivity. Investigation should be conducted with sensitivity to avoid traumatizing victims. Must be maintained to protect the identities and personal details of those involved. So, I am Griselin Avilino, the next reporter of GISA B. Canonico. So, my topic is all about terrorism. Terrorism involves the use of violence or intimidation to achieve political, religious, or ideological objectives. These acts often target civilians and are intended to create widespread or fear. Cases handled. Terrorist attacks, radicalization, and recruitment of individuals. Terrorist financing and possession of weapons or materials for mass destruction. Specialized units. Counterterrorism agencies such as the FBI's Joint Terrorism Task Force or GTTF, the UK's MI5, and international bodies like the United Nations Counterterrorism Committee. Multidisciplinary approaches. These investigations rely on intelligence gathering, surveillance, international cooperation, crisis management, and advanced counterintelligence strategies. Let's proceed a case study analysis. Investigative challenges and legal or ethical considerations of terrorism. Terrorism scenario. Authorities thwart a planned terrorist attack on a major city by intercepting communication and arresting suspects who were in the early stages of planning the attack. Investigative challenges. Preemptive intelligence. Gathering intelligence before an attack occurs involves monitoring communications, conducting surveillance, and analyzing data from various sources. Balancing surveillance with privacy rights is a significant challenge. Threat assessment. Determining the credibility and severity of threats requires expertise and accurate information. Legal considerations. Anti-terrorism laws. Investigation must comply with anti-terrorism legislation, which may include laws related to surveillance, detention, and prosecution of terrorism-related offenses. Civil liberties. Balancing national security with the individual civil liberties is crucial. Investigators must ensure that their actions do not infringe on constitutional rights, such as a freedom from unreasonable searches and seizures. Ethical considerations.
Civil rights. The rights of individuals under investigation must be respected. This includes ensuring that surveillance and detention are conducted lawfully and that individuals are treated fairly throughout the process. Impact on communities. The community impact must be considered. Authorities should manage the dissemination of information to avoid causing unnecessary fear or stigma with communities.
Good morning, sir. By the way, I'm Mark Anthony Sibansela, base Cream 3 Delta. My sad topic is all about sexual offenses. So when we say sexual offenses, it is include crimes involving no consensual activities such as rape, child sexual abuse, and exploitation. Then the next one is case handled. It is investigations, target cases of rape, incest, sexual exploitation of minor, and sexual violating within institution, schools, religious organizations. Then next, specialized unit. It is many police forces have sexual crimes or special victims units focus on addressing crimes of sexual violence. This is units work in collaboration with service, healthcare professions, and psychological support system. Then we have multidisciplinary approaches. So it is a trauma-informed approach is essential in sexual offense investigation that includes forensic medical examinations, psychology, support for victim collaboration with victim advocates, and expert testimony from forensic pathologists. Scenario of sexual offense. A high-profile figure is accused of sexuality assaulting a junior employee at a company event. The accusation is brought to light through a formal complaint to her and subsequently reported to law enforcement. Then, investigative challenges. Witness testimony for sexual offense cases. Witness testimony can be challenging to obtain due to the sensitive nature of the crime. The investigation must handle intervention with crime and ensure that testimony is accurately recorded. Then we have a physical evidence. Physical evidence it is such as forensic evidences may be limited or absent efficiently if there has been a delay in reporting. Investigation must rely on others types of evidence such as a digital communication or witness statements. Then the next is legal considerations. So legal consideration is content and evidence, legal definitions or consent and the borders of proof and sexual offense. Case require hearing conditions investigations must catch sufficient evidence is to establish whether consent was given and whether the assault occupied. Then we have a job process. Job process, the accused has the right to a fair trial and due process, ensuring that legal proceedings are conducted impartially and that the rights of both the accuser and the accused that referred is essential. Then the next is ethical consideration. Ethical consideration it is respect and dignity. Both the victim and the accused must be treated with perfect and dignity. Victim support services should be provided, and the accused should be fair of opportunity to defend themselves. Then we have a privacy and confidentiality. Then confidentially, and for all the parties involved is crucial to avoid further form of stigmatization. Information should be disclosed only on a need-to-know basis.
Good day, sir. I am Juro Stefandes. I am the last reporter. My topic is all about money laundering. Money laundering involves distinguished financial assets so they can be used without detection of illegal activity that precede them. Through money laundering, the criminal transform the monetary proceeds derived from the criminal activity into funds with the apparently legal source. Money laundering is the process of making illegally obtained money appear legitimate. It involves three main stages: placement, layering, integration. Cases handled money laundering. This is the process of illegally concealing the origin of money obtained from illicit activities such as drug trafficking, underground sex, work, terrorism, corruption, embezzlement, and gambling, and converting into funds into the seemingly legitimate sources, usually through a front organization. Specialized units. Financial intelligence units, or FIU, are specialized entities are at the forefront of the global fight against financial crimes, including money laundering and terrorism financing. Multidisciplinary approaches. Money laundering is a complex crime that undermines the integrity of financial system and enables various illegal activities, including terrorism, drug trafficking, and corruption. Given its multifaceted nature, effectively combating money laundering requires a multidisciplinary approach that integrates effort from law enforcement agencies, financial institutions, regulatory bodies, and international organizations. Money laundering scenario. Sophia Martinez, a successful businesswoman with connection to high net worth individuals, decides to engage in money laundering to clean a significant amount of illicit money. Her methods involve upscale art gallery. She owns and operates in a major city. Investigative challenges. False documentation, fabricate documents, and fake transactions can mislead investigators and create false trials that divert attention away from the real source of funds. Shell companies and fronts. Launderers obtain the shell companies' trust and offshore accounts to hide their identities and the source of their funds. These entities may have minimal physical presence and can be registered the jurisdiction with strict privacy law. Legal consideration. The Anti-Money Laundering Act of 2001, or Public Act number 9160 in the Philippines, primary or AML law. It criminalized money laundering activities and established the Anti-Money Laundering Council, or AMLC, as the country's financial intelligence unit. Definition of crimes. Most jurisdictions have a specific statute defining money laundering offenses. This law typically criminalizes the act of concealing or disguising the origin of the illegally obtained money, as well as assisting in such activities. Ethical consideration. Criminally sourced money laundering involves concealing the origins of illegally obtained funds. The ethical issue here is that it enables and perpetuates criminal activities such as drug trafficking, human trafficking, terrorism. By legitimizing the proceeds of these crimes, money laundering undermines justice and accountability for the original offenses. Imputing for criminal, money laundering can protect criminals from facing the full consequences of their actions. It allows individuals and organizations involved in illicit activities to enjoy the fruit of their crimes without facing direct repercussions. That's all. Thank you.